of all, I would love for you to be honest and go, where are you currently spending most of your time?
Yes.
Right? And this would just hopefully bring some awareness to what you're doing. I'm guessing maybe you've either lost your job or you're still working or you're working from home. I would just like go, okay, if you wake up at say 7 o'clock and you go to bed at 10 p.m. and you've got, 15 hours in your day, what are you doing? Is it 6 hours of working? Is it 4 hours of TV? Is it 2 hours of reading? Is it, I don't know, like, because that's, right, if you don't measure anything, how are you supposed to know where you're at or how you're supposed to grow? So first step would be, okay, let's have a look at where you're spending all your time.
Well, that's a good thing, because that's what I was saying was a realization for myself, is just now when we went away and we didn't have our phones, I know that I've been spending a lot of time on the scroll hole, right? Where I've been watching a lot of videos and I've been watching a lot of TikTok videos, and that's fine now and then. But right now, in the time where we're at, some of us do have more free time right now. Or what are we doing? Are we watching more Netflix? Are we sleeping in? What's happening in this right now? Because what we're going through, and Tony Robbins said this so amazingly, is that we're in the seasons right now, right? And we have 4 seasons. And right now we're in winter. And we are in winter. And what happens in winter, yes, it's hard times in winter, but this is the time where we learn. Winter's the time where we learn. Spring is the time where we then we plant the seeds, and then it grows, right? It grows, and then it's summer, and summertime comes, and we can eat all the fruit that's grown from the plants that we plant, the seeds from we planted. But I know that I can't go out into the garden right now and just randomly plant a seed. I've got to learn how to plant that seed, right? I've got to learn that. So when do I learn that? I learn it in winter, and that's where we are right now, is we're in winter. So take the time to learn something that you've always wanted to learn. And that's what we want to talk to you guys about, is about learning. Like, why do you think it's important to learn? Why?
So it constantly keeps your mind going. You've constantly got something to work towards. You're learning new skills, and really, at the end of the day, once you stop learning, you start dying, right?
Yes.
That's Albert Einstein. He said that, not me. But I think that's...
Let that sink in. Say that again.
Say it with me. Once you stop learning...
You
start dying. Pretty sure no one wants to die, right?
Yeah.
So let's keep learning. So...
Yeah, and happiness equals?
Fulfillment.
Progress.
Right, and progress.
Happiness equals progress. We're the most happiest when we are actually progressing.
Right,
yeah.
So and happiest fulfillment,
yeah.
right? So, AKA when you're learning, you're progressing. When you're progressing, you feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
Right. So
good cover.
That's so true, right? It's so true. So we want to go through. Really, do you want to I want to ultimately show you guys what I go through and the steps that I go through, and I think that it will help you to learn, a new skill or to hit a goal or to do anything like that.
But let's do it through what happened on the weekend.
Yeah.
So Reese was down doing some things, getting the motorbikes started or something, and then I'm like, I'm gonna go into the games room and just play a little bit of Pac-Man, right? How to best utilize your time.
Who loves
Let's
Pac-Man?
go play Pac-Man. And I go into this gaming room to go play Pac-Man, but the machine wasn't turned on, and me couldn't really figure out how to turn it on. So I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna sit down. Didn't have my phone, just sitting there with me, myself, and my thoughts. And I'm looking over, and there's this wheel staring at me with a seat.
The one she didn't like.
Yeah, the unicycle. And I went, interesting. So then I went and grabbed the unicycle, and gave it a go for about half an hour. I was falling on my butt, getting back up, falling on my butt, swinging back and forth, doing this thing. And then I realized, you know what? I don't even know what I'm doing. How am I going to get anywhere? I know I'm just chopping on this thing and falling off. So then I went to go get my phone back from the other house. When I got my phone, came back, and then I YouTubed how to ride a unicycle. Because I was like, I'm trying to teach it to myself, but I had no idea what I was doing, and I was not doing anything right. And I then YouTubed it, spent more time doing it over and over and over again. So when Reese finally came to me, came back,
she was nearly sweating and could nearly ride a unicycle, right? So, and if you've ever tried to ride a unicycle, like, holy moly, it's not easy.
So I'm better than him now.
Right, she is. It's actually really cool.
Because I've had more time to practice.
So what we want to sort of go through is what sort of went through Mel's head as she made the decision, right, and took action to learn a new skill, right, aka achieve, a new goal. So, and this can be relative to whatever you're doing. You may have a goal that you want to, learn how to skate. Maybe a goal that you want to learn how to create a blog. It could be that you want to learn how to cook. It could be that you want to know how to do a gymnastic exercise. Like, it could be whatever you want to do.
Anything.
Right? And for you to find out maybe what would be best for you, I'd like you to think of when did you last feel most fulfillment, most joy, most happy, excited. And maybe you could ask a friend, you could ask a family, you could look back through your social media, maybe you're there doing something, or just think about when we last the most happy. And then that's really going to give you a good indication of maybe where you want to spend more of your time.
Yeah.
Right?
When were you...
when you have most joy, or just when, like, I know for me, I love reading, I love learning, I love growing in that space, right? So, like, that's a lot of the stuff that I like we're doing in a relationship course that we're doing together, that's growth together that we get to do. But what I wanted to do is go through this analogy, right? Go through this analogy of goal, GOAL. And I know a lot of people haven't seen this before, so I'm excited to show you guys.
So the goal, you ride a unicycle.
Right, so the goal was to ride a unicycle.
Yeah.
Right, and the first G, right, stands for growth, right? Now, Mel in that instance made that decision, right, that she wanted to actually, after, not wanting, like, rolling her eyes at me for buying a unicycle, and then making the decision that she can either sit there and do nothing, right?
Yeah.
Like, the Pac-Man wasn't working, sit there and do nothing, or she can take a challenge on and learn how to ride something and learn a new skill.
It was staring at me with that wheel.
Right? So she needed to make a decision, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first thing in this growth. You need to decide about, do I want to do this? Well, where's the growth that needs to happen?
Yeah.
What do I need to do to be able to learn that new skill? So really, it's the growth. So that could be, if you're learning, how to better your relationships, if you're learning how to, make an income online, if you're learning how to cook or whatever, you need to go, well, okay, what are the skills that I need to learn? Where's the growth that I need to have to be able to achieve that new task, achieve that new skill? Right, so that's the G.
So for me, was it just making that, and this is good because Reese is teaching this to me as well at the same time with you guys. So was that then me just making the decision to ride a unicycle? That's
right.
it.
Yeah,
so making the decision.
Pretty much. So, like, what was the thought process that went through your head for you to go, yes, actually, that thing that's staring me in the head, I'm gonna go for it. Like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, Reese doesn't know how to ride a unicycle right now, and he's not here, and I've got nothing to do, and it'd be pretty cool if I learned how to ride this before he did.
Right. So that's the decision, that's the thought pattern, and whatever it may be for you, it may be intrinsic, it may be maybe external.
That was external.
Right? It may be for a monetary gain, it may be for, a fulfillment gain, it may be just to beat someone else, it may be to have the recognition, it may be to look good. It doesn't, everyone's driven by a different, archetype, right? You may be the person on here that goes, I just want to look good, so other people go, oh my God, you look good. You may just want to look good because you just want to feel good. You may just want to look good because you want to go, like, I'm proud of myself and I've done it and I know I look good and I'm proud that I have actually. So
now it's turned into that. Now I want to do it for me.
Right, so now she wants to do it for me, and that's great because obviously it may change.
So like that was the driving factor at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully that makes sense, right? I think it's just going, understanding, okay, why do you want to do it? You don't even really understand that. Just you want to do it, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do anything, right? If it's going to bring you joy or it's going to progress you forward.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you still need to make that decision of whether you want to do it, right? And it's go, okay, cool. I want to learn how to ride the unicycle, right? Mm-hmm. Cool. And now the O. And now the O comes for like opportunities, obstacles, right? So as Mel's sitting there, she's got the phone, she's got the wine, she's got the motorbikes there we're trying to start, she's got all of these other opportunities that she could say yes to. She could have grabbed her phone, she could have scrolled through, she could have, so that, like, point being, life is going to throw you obstacles, there's going to be the shiny objects, there's going to be the boys going out on the piss, there's going to be the girls going out and doing this, and whatever it may be, you're
right
always...
now it could be Netflix or it could be TikTok.
Probably more relevant right now, right? So there's always going to be obstacles in your way, opportunities, right? So now you got to look and go, okay, what are the obstacles?
So mine would have been Pac-Man if I'd gone out and asked him how to turn it on.
Right? And what are the opportunities?
Mm-hmm.
And then really at the end of the day, it's okay, what are you going to say yes to and what are you going to say no to? Right? So Mel said no to the Pac-Man. She said no to scrolling on social media.
Yeah.
She said yes to grabbing the unicycle and falling over probably 50 times before I even got up there. Right? So that's what you got to recognize. No matter what the decision is or the growth is you want to have, you got to understand there's going to be obstacles and opportunities in your way, and you get to decide whether you say yes or no to them. If you want to move yourself forward in your body and your health, yes, there was the Easter and the chocolate and we all indulge, and that's the decision we want to make as part of, as your rituals or your family or whatever you want to do. But come tomorrow, the next day, there's probably going to be more leftover chocolate. There's going to be sales on at the supermarket. There's going to be whatever it may be, and you get to make the decision, right, whether you want to say yes or no to the obstacle being the chocolate if you want to move yourself forward with your health. Right, so just have awareness.
That's a really good example.
Right, have awareness that there is a lot of things that are going to, either entice you or throw you off guard, and you got to say yes or no.
Yeah.
Right, and then the next one is the A. Right, and this is the action. Right, so what was Mel's action? She grabbed.
No, there's no wheels.
Right, she grabbed the unicycle and she started.
Yeah.
Right, so she said no to the obstacle. She said no to the wine, to the scroll hole. She said yes to the opportunity, and she took action. Right? So if this is, I'm going to relate it back to a health journey. If this is in your health journey, the first action may be that you grab that chocolate and you put it in the bin. Right?
Out of sight, out of mind.
Right? The first action may be that you research some articles or you find someone you reach out to Mel, you reach out to us, whatever it may be, but you take action to move yourself forward in progressing your relationship, in have healthy eating, right? So you need to take action, right? Otherwise, nothing. If you sit there and you go, that's a good idea, maybe I should do it, maybe I shouldn't, oh no, I'll wait till next time, I'll wait till next week, I'll wait till next month, and wait till next year, shit comes 2021, and you're still not happy, right? Point being, you got to take action.
And that's a really good example right there too, is to just do it. Because with the unicycle, for example, I just grabbed it and then I just got on it and I did it over and over and over and again. And I did it a few times until I just went, oh, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing right now. I have no idea. I'm just made the decision to jump on, do it and see what happens. And then I was like, okay, cool. You know what? I'm just going to go get my phone. I'm going to YouTube and figure it out. But maybe that would have been a different story if I was just sitting on the couch and YouTubing how to do it. Yeah. And then not doing anything about it, right? I would have YouTubed and be like, oh, that's too hard. I'm not going to do it. But I took the action to jump on it. And then I went, you know what? Now I want to be inspired by someone who's already done it and can teach me how to do it and then learn with it. Is that like a...
Yeah. So that was kind of two loops, right? The first one was like, cool, took action to get it. And then she's like, okay, back to what growth do I need to have? I need to learn from someone who's already done it. So you'll see yourself in this probably constant ebb and flow. And that may be the same like for you before when you're doing your body comp, right? Yeah. Before this shit went wild. Mel had a foundational knowledge of health and fitness, and she's gone through her own, weight loss journey from size 14 to size 8. She already had a fundamental around that, but she still decided that she wanted to take it to the next level. So what did she do? She went and got a coach, right? She had the idea, the obstacles, and the obstacles was no more drinking, no more this, no more that. The opportunities were I wanted to go to a gym that was downstairs, that was right there, that was easy for me to go to. She ticked that off, and she took action. She went and got the coach, right? So it's the same thing as you as you want to progress your learning, you want to further your skill, you want to learn a new skill, that you're always going to sort of go through this, ebb and flow. Yeah. Right?
Cool. I love this. So this is good. Guys, did you love this? Are you getting value? I'm getting value. I'm loving this.
So I also want to just touch on that I think for a lot of where the space we're in right now, you may be watching this and go, you know what? I just actually want to find a purpose. I just want to find my own positive thoughts in this whole negative world right now, right? So you can even go back and use this same thing. Okay, well, if I want to grow myself and I want to think more happy thoughts, I want to be more happy, I want to have more energy, I want to feel better, I want to be that positive light in this negative space, then cool. Same thing, make a decision. Where do you need to go? What growth needs to happen for you to be able to be that positive light, right? Is that growth in yourself, right? Probably, right? You need to grow in yourself, right? Cool. So what obstacles? Obstacles, Netflix, obstacles, going out this, obstacles, scroll hole, Facebook, TikTok, you know, what are the obstacles you have to say no to so you can say yes to more opportunities about maybe jumping on YouTube and typing positive mindset, jumping on YouTube and typing in Tony Robbins, jumping on, and, you know, like books, there's books everywhere, you know, if you want some book, we've got a book review, the book club that we do as well, so you can, you know, there's articles in there and information on there. If there's a few books that you want to learn, then you've got that as well. So anyway, I know, like, I always want to try to think about what's relevant right now in the space that people are going through, and I know there's a lot of uncertainty, so I know that, you know, if it may not even be riding a unicycle, it may not be a body comp, and it may just purely be that you just want to have a smile on your face and be able to be okay with that, right?
But even that, just smile. I hope you guys ask, like, can we just smile while watching this? Like, just give me an idea for another live. I still want to talk about this next time.
What is it?
Body posture and the importance of body posture and the physiology and what happens with the chemistry of your brain when you smile.
Mel's reading an epic book at the moment. What's it called?
I Love Me.
Right, great book. I read the first chapter, first like 15 odd pages, and I was like, wow, this is actually really cool. So that's a good one. You can actually do a book review in our book club.
Okay.
And then the last one for your goal, right? The L, right? This is loving, launching, and learning. So the point being of this is you want to have, you know, if you're putting all of your eggs inside the launching, this may be launching your fitness journey, maybe launching a business, maybe launching whatever it is, right? But if you're not learning something and loving something and you're only launching, you're eventually going to run out of steam.
So how does that come back to the unicycle?
So Mel with the unicycle was learning, right? This is purely just her learning. She's learning something, right? But she's still launching her next group challenge. She's still loving, you know, learning about relationships. She's still loving everything that, you know, her book at the moment. She's still doing other things in this space to fill all three of these cups.
Right.
You know what I mean? So my point being that whatever you do or like decide to do, chances are like the loving part, like for me, what am I loving at the moment? I'm enjoying having Mel here and learning about us being able to work together and just enjoying that, right? So I'm loving that. But that's also we're learning. It's like, cool, well, what do we need to do to grow in that area to make this more enjoyable experience? Yes, we want to keep on growing. We want to keep on learning about, you know, how to deal with each other better, how to communicate better. So we're still, yes, we've read a heap of books on it and, you know, we try to give you everything we got, but we still want to progress ourselves as well. Hence the Tony Robbins course around relationships.
And doing these lives as well is really good for us too. So thank you, because we progress when we do these lives. Like, we're not experts. We just share our experience. And I think it's so beautiful because the fact, like, what is that saying where you learn something, but you learn it more when you teach it? So you're giving us the space to teach it. So I value that, and thank you for showing up and allowing us to teach you this, because now we're learning more and progressing.
Yeah. You know? Amen. I second her on that. So to teach something is to learn it twice. Right? So to teach something is to learn twice. So as we're teaching, we're learning as well, right? Yeah. She's asking questions and she put me on the spot, and I'm learning as I'm explaining it. So it's all...
Yeah. I'm learning this. So, right? Yeah.
So I think that's it. Loving, launching, learning. So the main thing with this, growth, where do you need to grow? What decision do you need to make to be able to, you know, hit that goal? Like, what are the opportunities and obstacles you need to say yes and no to, right? Get clear on that. Write it down. Like, I love this part, right? Because if you don't know what the obstacles are, how are you going to say no to them? Right?
Good point.
You need to get clear on that.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Right? If you don't know what the opportunities are, what you need to say yes to, like it may be saying yes to surrounding yourself with more successful people. It might be saying yes to working out more your scheduling and reading a book on what's priority right now. The One Thing, Eat That Frog, great books, right? To learn how, you know, what's the most important thing for me to do right now to make everything else irrelevant or unnecessary, right? That's the same thing. What do you need to say no to? Right? And then your actions. What's the first freaking step?
Just do it.
What's the first step? Just do it. What does that look like? Right? What does that look like? The fastest way to success is to find someone that has what you want or has done what you want to do. Ask them how the heck they done it.
Model it.
And get to work. Right? You seriously will. You'll find so many successful people out there that are happy to give you their time, happy to give you their energy, happy to give you their skills, right? Because most successful people want other people to be successful.
Yeah.
Right? Most unhappy broke people will tell you nothing and will tell you that you never created.
Yes.
And that's probably why they're freaking broke and unhappy, right? So
yeah. And people love it when you ask them to help you. They really do. Like when you ask like, I want your help, like people love that. Think about it when someone asks you for help. You love helping other people. So imagine giving that back to other people when you ask them, can you help me? They will love to help you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.